The fact that we're having these conversations on mainstream entertainment with nuance, with subtlety, with differing opinions, showing the spectrum of humanity in ways that are understandable, I think is very helpful.
Have you ever considered, like, why you like men?
I don't understand that question. In my day, there were two options. You liked one or you liked the other. I mean, why do some people like jazz? Some people like classical. You just like what you like.
I really like that Deborah highlights how there really wasn't the language and the sensitivity around gender expression, sexuality when she was coming up.
Yeah, I think that this scene does a great job of like showing what like a real life version of that bridge building between generations can look like.
I just think there's room for more nuance. Like, not every queer person feels like they arrive into existence with an attraction to like a specific kind of person, and that's okay too.
It's a great scene because it does look at the whole subject of gender and sexuality. It doesn't have to be just one or the other.
Right, it's like that fluidity, and also examining specifically like the lines you have around when I grew up, it was like this, getting to see, you know, where someone my age comes from, Jean's generation, the cultural perception of sexuality.
To be honest, we think it's a binary and you're just born gay or straight.
Totally, 100%.
I'm glad that that was written in that another queer person has that point of view.
It's a real opinion.
You know, because that is a very, very real, widespread opinion.
Bisexuality is not a thing.
Right, within our community.
You know, as a bisexual person, I've dated lesbians who were kind of not really down with the bi element. So you're just like, totally, yeah, me neither, right? I think a lot of bi people will see that and be like, oh my God, I totally feel this.
I think it's really important for queer conversations to kind of be snuck in to shows such as Hacks that aren't necessarily queer-coded. I think it captures a lot of audience who might not be watching TV for the purpose of seeing queer characters. They're watching it for the comedy, for Jean Smart, all of these other reasons. And I do feel like that is a really important population to reach.
Hopefully there's an element of celebrating these characters and their orientation, but also not letting their orientation precede them.
The idea of people just existing as themselves and not necessarily having to declare their gender orientation is just how we see the world and how we go through the world.
We just wanted to make sure these characters always felt like fully realized people and got to experience the full breadth of emotions.
I think that that is important representation as well, to not have to lead with one's sexuality, to lead with one's gender identity. That can put you in what some would consider like a victim category.
A lot of times queer characters spend the entirety of their character journey unpacking their queerness. It's very a trauma-based narrative, whereas in Hacks, the queer characters are just out here like doing their taxes, like going to the mall.
Deborah, okay, so these are technically unisex, but I thought you might like them because they are $800.
We're living the definition of being queer here and everyone's used to it.
Yeah.
And that's the hope of a dream.
Having these very important conversations about identity, and while simultaneously having characters that just exist in their queerness without any conversation, is a really great duality to have.
Yes!